From Tally to Cali,
It's time
to wake up.
Wake up! Wake up!
Warchant.com is your ultimate Seminole sports source.
And this is Wake Up Warchant, presented by Corner Pocket Bar and Grill.
One more corner pocket.
Now here's Warchant.com's Aslan Hutchavandi.
And Corey Clark.
Wake up! What is up? It is Wake Up Warchant, presented by Corner Pocket Bar and Grill in Tallahassee, Florida. They've got a website. It's called cptallybar.com. Check it out. You can see what the lunch specials are for the day. Also see what's going on socially, as I like to say. Although Corey won't be there this week. He's in Atlanta dadding, doing the dad stuff. But the fun never stops. The great food never stops over at the Corner Pocket Bar and Grill in Tallahassee, Florida. Warchant.com, your ultimate Seminole sports source. You don't have to hit the thumbs up, everybody. You don't have to hit the subscribe button either. It's fine. We're here to make things better, hopefully. Corey, how are you, man?
I'm good, buddy. You should also mention people listening to this today. They have trivia tonight at Corner Pocket. You can win prizes there for trivia. Stephanie will not be hosting, nor will you this time, but still go. It's still fun. And then Thursday, again, like I said, is bingo, and it is jam-packed. It must be like what a what are the like a VFW? Don't places
Elks
like that
Lodge?
host bingos?
Yeah,
Lodge.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Maybe not a VFW. That's just there for drinking and having fun, not play. I wonder, do you think they play bingos at VFWs?
Probably. Or pinochle or something. I'm sure they play some sort of.
Yeah, they play something. I don't know if they're just rolling into bingo. But either way, that's a great time as well. So they got stuff going up all week at the Corner Pocket.
This will count as one of our 3 shows of the week as we pare things down with it not being football season. Although we can't wait for it to resume. We'll do probably Renegade Express some point later on this week. But obviously wanted just to kind of follow up on the news about Amarius Mims, the 5-star offensive lineman out of Georgia who's been at the University of Georgia this past season. The news on Monday that he removed his name from the transfer portal and intends on staying at Georgia, which ultimately means an entire video dedicated to celebrating him coming to Tallahassee is not the right thing, was not correct, was incorrect information. Corey, we really haven't talked too much about this, really, kind of off the air. Obviously, again, Amarius Mims is not coming to Tallahassee. There was a report that we had put out that, he was intending to transfer to Florida State. Now, the semantics of it all matters to some people, but obviously doesn't matter to most. So I understand people being upset and being mad about things. I guess it's the point where we apologize. And again, man, I'll wear it. I think there's videos of me making fun of me and Michael for celebrating or whatever. So I'll wear it. I get it. I understand how this thing works, the internet and life and stuff. But man, there was a moment in time where 24, 36 hours where this coaching staff probably in their heads went ahead and slated Amarius Mims as their starting left tackle. They didn't tweet about it because, they can't. These transfers are not official until they actually enroll. And I guess maybe the lesson learned of this is that this is a kind of a new day and age. These guys are more or less free agents. Free agents can agree and say things and then ultimately decide to not do it. Now, I know that he eventually, I think there was a direct message where he said he hadn't committed, so that might have been a time and place to maybe step back and reassess. But again, man, the news of this was sourced and it was solid. So it ultimately proves to be incorrect because he's going to stay at Georgia. But I would have apologized to people if we would have sat on this, knowing what I know now, because I found out some stuff on Sunday that corroborated what we initially had run pretty much, on Wednesday night when Amarius Mims came to Florida State on his official visit. It was presented to us as it being locked in. And then again, another source was present at the dinner and then contacted me on Sunday and further corroborated. So I again, it's weird. I'm not trying to double down on this. I just believe that, man, with what we knew then, with what was presented to us, it seemed, for all intents and purposes, this thing was done. It was locked in. And then it slowly started not kind of trending that way. And maybe at some point people want us to kind of step in. You appear hey, take the video down. It's well, hey, man, there's nothing to make us believe that we're wrong on this. But ultimately now we know he is not coming to Florida State. It wasn't for lack of agreement on an NIL. It was just kind of a bizarre situation where he had to leave his visit early due to, tragedy, kind of resets and rethinks some things, and ultimately stays at Georgia. Which is a bummer for Florida State fans. And again, I get it, man. Y'all are mad. I'm not going to tell you not to be mad. I just want to kind of explain some of the I don't know, not behind the scenes stuff, but just explain some of the things. So, yeah, I don't know, man. I'm rambling. I'll hand it to you, Corey. But, recruiting is not hand grenades. It's not horseshoes, so it doesn't really matter how close you were. The reality is he's not coming. The information, you want to get stuff right, man. Like, I get it if I've got bad takes or bad opinions, whatever, but to give the information out and it's not it doesn't line up to what's happening here in reality, man. Like, that's, you have every reason to get mad. I understand, and I apologize for the letdown. Like, disappointment. It's been tough trying to finally get a 5-star offensive lineman. You felt good going into it in the week. You had that sort of hopefulness, that cautious optimism, and then some news is kind of given to you and it pushes you over that limit, and you think it's going to happen and it doesn't happen. So you're gonna be mad, and I get it. And hopefully the grudges don't last too long. The jokes will probably last for an eternity because, as a famous man once said, what we say on the internet echoes for eternity. But I am sorry, man. I am sorry for the disappointment and letting folks down. Don't want to do that, man. Again, just want to get the information right. Lesson has been learned and will be applied. Corey.
Well, there's frustration. It's tenfold. It's frustration because this team has not been any good for 5 years. It's frustration because of what happened with Travis Hunter, another big-time 5-star that had said he was coming for 2 years. And then you get this. This would have been on the level of Travis Hunter. Right?
Right.
Like a 5-star tackle that you have for multiple years would have been on the level of getting Travis Hunter, and now that's not happening either. So it's frustration after frustration after frustration. It's like when is Florida State going to catch a break? And so a lot of that ire is directed at Ira. There you go. His new name. He's drawing a lot of ire. He's drawing a lot of ire from the fans. But look, the mistake, I don't want to do an autopsy on this, and I don't, we texted beforehand about doing this, and I do think we should address it, but I'm also not going to sit here and, take a big steaming pile of a dump on Ira, who is one of the main reasons Warchant is Warchant. Like, that guy, he works 90 hours a week, 80 hours a week. I've known him for 25 years. He's literally, I'm not joking, folks, he's never gotten anything wrong before. Like, this is it. This is a one-off. This is crazy. It's like, I don't know, like Steph Curry missing a free throw with 2 seconds left. When he misses 2 free throws when all he needs is 1. It just doesn't happen. So I don't want to sit here and just, waylay on Ira. But it ended up being a mistake. And we can use the semantics any way we want. It ended up being a mistake to come out and say that he was coming when he didn't come, right? No matter what the reasons were. When you backtrack in hindsight, when you actually look at what happened, that he didn't come, nobody really cares why. Nobody really cares what we knew on Wednesday night. Right. All they know is that it definitely wasn't official, because here we are on Tuesday morning, and that dude's at Georgia now. So that's the reality. We can get into it a little bit of like maybe a mistake that was made here or there, but the reality is that the information that Ira had about what happened when he first got into town is rock solid. They agreed to terms. I don't know how else you want me to say it, folks. Right. They agreed to terms. The mistake was, what does that really mean? In this new world order of college football, what does agreeing to terms mean? Because clearly not a lot, right? He wasn't bound by anything. He is now back in Athens. So clearly not a lot. So that is a lesson learned. But the fact that terms were agreed to, the fact that it very much was Mims was coming to Florida State, that was not just Ira throwing stuff against the wall. It wasn't really even, I got to be right, this is a scoop, I'm 60% sure. It was 99% sure of what he knew at the time, that he was coming. Now, it turned out not to be true. So I get that there's a frustration there. But look, man, I will ride or die with that guy. I will ride or die with my site. We get things right. Ira gets things right all the time. This is literally the only time I remember him publicly being wrong on something. Really, literally. And guys, I'm telling you, I worked with him at the Thomasville Times-Enterprise in 1999, 23 years ago. This is the first time he's ever been wrong. It was a big one. It was a big, it turned out to be a big mistake, but that guy, I wouldn't want to be working with anybody else but that guy. And that doesn't mean that he's not infallible. Clearly, he made a mistake. We made a mistake. We're owning it. We're doing this show when we weren't even planning to do a show. But
Corey's got to do headlines after this too, everybody. I'm done after this.
Yeah, and I imagine we'll talk about it then. I am curious as when we can make fun of it. Like, how long do we get to make fun of it? Because I thought it would be funny if we had if we ran some special subscriber deal where the promo code was Mims.
Like,
we
how about
instead
of Mother's Day special, we'll run like a Mims Day special?
Yeah, I feel like we could poke fun at it. That would be, we don't have to take things so seriously. But yeah, I get it, man, and I get that it was met with skepticism immediately when it was announced. When we went with it on Wednesday with the tweets and the story and the video, I get it, and then it proved that skepticism proved to be correct. So I get that people are upset by it. I don't maybe get I don't get the extreme anger towards it, but I think that has more to do. Look, nobody can be mad at Ira like, oh, Ira screwed us again. Like Ira, he just doesn't get things wrong. He hasn't gotten things wrong before, and that's why we both stood by him last week when we were talking about it.
I'm not trying to defend Ira's honor. I love Ira. I don't think I don't know, man. Maybe I haven't taken the pulse properly of. I mean, I think it's just an overall, just angst, not directed at any one person. I'm sure I'm part of it too. Again, the video has been parsed out and made fun of, and like I think I've been gifted, however you want to pronounce it. So you kind of have to, take your lumps on this or whatever. So yeah, man, I think obviously Ira's reputation speaks for itself, man. I would hope that, whatever we say on here is not going to change anybody's mind. I would hope that, one, story that got away or whatever is not going to be that big of a sort of swinging factor in how people, assess how just valuable he is to this beat overall, man. Without him, no questions get asked at press conferences pretty much too. The only other thing I wanted to kind of touch on, Corey, obviously, again, I think I still haven't seen it, but I believe it's happened. I just haven't really gone out and scoured to find it. I'm sure somebody's probably going to tag me in it now or whatever. But there was like a DM where he, Amarius Mims said like, no, I haven't committed, to where I'm sure people are like asking themselves, all right, well, if he didn't go public, why didn't he go public if ultimately was done the way it was kind of presented to us? And what I found out on Sunday is that he was going to actually go take another official visit elsewhere, not to Miami, not to an SEC school, not to an ACC school. He was going to take an official visit. His mom wasn't going to go. He just wanted to go to the school, check it out, have fun, because these are official visits that these transfers are on, and everybody was on board with it. The people that, help create, the reasons why people want to come to Florida State and the coaching staff and all that, everybody was kind of on board and cool with it. So that's the reason why he didn't come out and say publicly that, hey, like, I am going to be coming to Florida State. He still wanted to go take an official visit. Everybody was cool with it. And then they had the plan to have him enroll May 9th to come to Florida State, obviously. But then things changed over the weekend when he he left his visit early in Tallahassee, went back home to deal with tragedy. And then apparently some of his teammates kind of reached back out to him, kind of, probably started having some second thoughts on things. And that's ultimately what happened. But again, man, this is not like I do not want to deflect accountability on this. I just believe, again, man, like, I think I'm more aggressive than you are. I think when it comes to, like, I would like for us to break more news on Warchant. But, man, the way it was presented, and then for that 24, 36-hour window, that was the reality, man. It really was. The reality was that he was going to come to Florida State. Things then changed. So that makes everything that happened, whether it was a story, whether it was a video, turn out to be incorrect and wrong. So just want to obviously kind of fess up and own to that. And, again, just taking the lumps and letting you folks know, like, we'll do better, right? That's what the kids say, do better. So that's what we'll do better. I'll do better.
Yeah, hopefully the next time a 5-star offensive tackle is agreeing to terms, they'll stick with it. And but also, look, man.
But real quick on that too. What's involved right now? These guys are free agents. This entire whole situation is new. What you think is the closest thing to being certain, the way like an NLI is, the way NIL works, there are certain things that you cannot say, you can say, you cannot say. There's certain things that can be infractions when it comes to NIL. There's certain things that are considered inducements. You get in trouble with that. So that's why we're not trying to, not be transparent with this, but there's just certain things that we have to kind of leave vague because we don't really even know how these rules are really going to work, and we don't want to get anybody misrepresent anything that we were told.
And our listeners are smart. They can read between the lines because we're leaving a lot of room there to read. You know what happened on Wednesday night. I mean, we don't have to go into it. You know what happened. The problem is it is such a new day that the mistake that was made, in my opinion, it's just my opinion, and I think I might have even said as much that night, was that we don't know what this means really. Until a kid is enrolled in class, we don't know what this other stuff that is now a part of college football really means, and how strong the bind is there. What happens if they have a second thought? Like, kids commit all the time and then go somewhere else. That happens all the time. Now, how does it work with this layered upon it? Can you now get out of these arrangements? And how easy is it to get out of these arrangements? What's the recourse for both parties when there are arrangements, that are now a part of college football? And, so and again, the mistake I thought was made at the time, and clearly it was putting too much stock in an agreement. Because until they're, look, man, the Florida State fans and media for that matter, we're not going to believe any of this anymore until they show up. Like Travis Hunter and Mims, those are two, by the way, Georgia kids too. I'm not saying you should stop recruiting Georgia kids.
No, Travis Hunter is a Floridian. He just ended up in Georgia last few years.
Yeah, but he got that Georgia blood in him there the last 3 years.
Got
and
that dog in him.
I guess. No, he's got that. What's Jackson State? The Tigers, yeah. So, yeah, man, I just think that now we have to view things like that differently. We've never done it before. Like, literally, we've never had to deal with other parties involved in player acquisition. It's always been coaches and recruiting coordinators. That's where you get your information from. There are other parties involved now, and this is at every school across the country, ones that want to win anyway, and that can muddy the waters a little bit. Again, not an excuse. We got it wrong. We're owning up to it. Ira was on Jeff Cameron on Monday, Jeff Cameron's show on Monday, owning up to it, explaining what he would have done differently, what he regretted. And he said he regretted the way he wrote it initially, that he should have written more like intends to sign or is expected to sign or is expected to choose Florida State. But it was written much more authoritatively. And then, the video was a mistake. As you said the other day, I think that we post those videos, we record those videos ahead of time just in case the kid commits, and then we throw it out there. Well, in this instance, we should have waited for an IG post, probably. For your sake, anyway. So you wouldn't have been gift. But hey, man, that's fun. You've been gift. That's pretty awesome.
I'm a meme.
I've never been gift. Memed? Was it a meme or a gif?
I don't know. I mean, don't gifts become memes sometimes?
Probably. I think they could. Yeah.
2 for 1.
What's odd to me though is like I get why people are upset. I don't get maybe it was a different fan base. Maybe it was the Georgia fans that did it. I don't understand Florida State fans being giddy about it.
That was Florida State fan base.
I don't understand it. Like, okay, great. You're fans of another site more than ours. You're all rooting for the same team. Wouldn't it have been better for everyone if Mims was at Florida State? I mean, that's just bizarre. That you would take so much glee, especially in Ira being wrong. Like, I get it. You hear me all the time. If I say something dumb, and because I'm cocksure about something and I'm wrong, make fun of me. That's fine. Ira's not that guy. It's just odd. The whole reaction to that was odd. I don't get it. I think maybe people thought Ira I don't even know. I don't even know what their issue with it other than like, oh, he's gonna sway him to go to Miami because he didn't get to announce on his own or some nonsense like that, which clearly wasn't true. So anyway, no, he's going back to Georgia. And you best believe I have no inside information, none. I promise I don't. But I'm a realist. I'm a pragmatist. I live in this world. I have an IQ in triple digits. You best believe he is going to make a lot more money at Georgia this year than he was slated to make 2 weeks ago. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I also don't want people to think that like Florida State, it can't compete. Quote unquote compete.
Yeah.
That wasn't the reason why this, for whatever reason, fell apart. But yeah, to your point, him returning to Athens now, he can probably figure out ways to leverage his return there now, and that's good for him. And I don't begrudge the kid at all, man. I don't. Again, man, this thing was trending in a good direction for Florida State until Friday late afternoon when kind of tragedy struck the community that he grew up in, and that from what we understand, from what I understand or what I was told, that created kind of the impetus for the pause button to be hit, and then kind of ending up where we are now. So again, man, it's just maybe this adds to the Mike Norvell's unlucky sort of catalog of things.
Think about where we are though in this sport right now, and I'm
hey,
honestly, man.
At least he didn't go to Miami. I'd probably have to take a week off if he went to Miami. I'd be like, okay.
Yeah, no, going back, taking his name out of the portal isn't nearly the same as spurning Florida State for Miami. Yeah. It's not as big a slap in the face or a bruise or however you want to put it. But this sport right now, man, is tough, and I get why people. It's hard to wrap your hands around it and wrap your mind around it. Like, this is going to be the way of the world. Like, especially for kids that didn't get the NIL stuff when they were being recruited. Well, my man, I'm not saying he used Florida State. I'm really not, because I think if he was going to try to drive up his value, he would have visited 5 different schools. But my man just guaranteed himself of a lot more money just by putting his name in the portal and going on one visit as a free agent, because they're all free agents now. By going on one visit, he raised his stock to where even as a projected backup lineman, he is going to make, I don't know how else to put it, starter money at Georgia. And now he feels probably a little bit more appreciated than he did 2 weeks ago. And is that going to be the norm? Is that going to be things we see a lot of from here on out? I wouldn't put it past people. I just wouldn't. This is where we are. And, I'm all for player empowerment. I think it's crazy they went 80 years without making any money at all in this sport. But this is ridiculous. And I'm not saying it because he spurned Florida State and went back to Georgia. This is just, there's nothing here. There's no rules at all here. It is absolute anarchy. And there's no way to get a hold of it. So look at it from Georgia's point of view. Like, this kid was a freshman last year and was on pace to maybe start by his, redshirt sophomore year. And at Georgia, that means you're pretty good. But instead, he doesn't think he's going to start his second year on campus for the defending national champions and bounces to go get, theoretically, hypothetically, more money. Okay, well, now you feel like, well, we gotta, if we want to keep him, we gotta pay this kid that's not going to even start for us. Okay, well, now what do you got to pay the starting guard? The kid that beat him out, what do you owe him now? Like, it's anarchy, man. Cats and dogs living with each other. It's straight up anarchy, and I don't know how it stops. And this has just illuminated that more than anything. And again, Florida State's going to get its fair share. It's got its own means to get players of significant value. We all know that. We're not dumb. But it is straight up anarchy right now where it's not like the NFL, because the NFL, you don't get to just leave the Saints to go to the Jets because you want more playing time. You've signed a contract. You have a contract you've signed. You got to stay there. College football, no, man, I'm gone. Wait, you're gonna double what you're offering me? Okay, now I'll stay. Those negotiations are going to be happening for the foreseeable future until we get a handle on this. And that's not that I'm against kids making money. Number one, it should be real money, like money they've earned, money that their name, image, and likeness actually generates for a company that's willing to pay them instead of an inducement. I mean, I think we all agree on that, but we also know how this deal is working right now. None of those kids that went to A&M are selling any cars right now. But they still they're getting paid like they are. They're not selling. Nobody even knows who they are really in College Station. But I guarantee you they're getting paid hundreds upon hundreds of thousands of dollars for their name, image, and likeness when they're not doing anything to reciprocate that money right now until they prove it on the college football field. And I know I got off track a little bit, but it's like, man, I don't know where this ends and how it ends. It's bizarre though. And it's strange, and clearly it's strange to report on. And it's tough to report on, and we will do better. But it is a brand new world we're still trying to get our hands around.
Yeah. All right, that's a wrap then.
We did it. How long did we go?
23 minutes.
Okay, man, that's not bad.
Yeah.
And I said all what I just said, but I'll go ahead and say it. I'll say what we're all thinking. Ira does suck. He's the worst.
Stop it. Yeah, and again, I just I don't mind saying sorry. You're upset. I get it. You could be upset at me. I'm not mad at you. I get it. I understand. I don't want to be the reason you folks are upset, but I understand why, you get to that point. So I'm fine with
the
it.
apology
I'm not
for
fine
sure.
with it, but I get it, man. We lost Travis Hunter. They've never listen. Julian Armella got reclassified. He is not a 5-star offensive lineman. Now, will he play up to a 5-star? Hopefully. Hopefully some of these guys, Kanai Charlton, these young guys they brought in, hopefully they will play at a 5-star level. It's a really tough position to obviously evaluate and put star rankings next to. But I get it. We thought we finally had a 5-star guy. You trust Warchant to give you the information that's accurate and on point all the time. I get it. And you didn't want to get hurt. Nobody was ready to get hurt again. Yeah. Nobody was ready to get hurt again with Travis Hunter. So when this happens, you're like, son of a bitch. Like, how dare you? So I understand. So yeah, y'all come at me. Don't come at Ira.
We don't have to curse. Let's not curse at people, though.
Oh,
it was an honest mistake. It happens.
I curse at myself.
Oh, sure, okay. I mean, but it was a mistake, a bad one, and yeah, we do apologize for it. It was a bummer. We were not happy about it. We're not doing cartwheels. We're all, it was a tough day.
We're done. It's okay. It's all right. People want to have a little backbone. Have a little backbone, Corey. Don't totally.
What?
Totally
What? I got backbone. Are you crazy? I got a lot of bones. I got like 230 something bones. Yeah. But all right. It was, again, I just want to say I didn't want all the things I said to be a qualifier for getting something wrong. We do, Warchant especially, well, I say Warchant collectively, but all of us at Warchant really do value being right. It is something we take very seriously. Not all websites do that, and I'm not even talking about our competitors. I'm just talking in life. Look around the internet, man. We really do value being right. It is something we pride ourselves on. And we got something wrong, a big one. And so, yeah, it's a bummer, and we do apologize. But it ain't going to happen again.
Hopefully.
No it ain't going to happen again, Aslan. What's the matter with you?
I'm just going to – all right, you're okay. All right, I defer to you. All right, we're done. We'll have a thread up on the Tribal Council. We'll take your guys' questions. Maybe if you want to tweet some questions at the Wake Up Warchant account, we'll open up to everybody. That's how we'll start mending the bridges. That's how we'll start doing it. He's Corey Aslan. Thank you for listening to Wake Up Warchant, presented by Corner Pocket Bar and Grill.